First thing you want to do is look at your rig to make sure if you have a scraper tool and some paper towels. And then you'd hopefully hope that the last person that used it charged the machine so that it's previously charged now. But I mean, it can last for quite a bit. So then you want to do is do an inspection here and see if it was cleaned. Looks like it was. Make sure this seals properly on all sides, otherwise this machine does not work. Make sure this hose here is also closed, otherwise the vacuum suction part of this does not work. And the thing you want to do is check your water level, see where you're at. I believe I'm right here, and ideally you want to be at 75 liters to do the gym and the little hallway there that's in front of the cafeteria. So the way you would fill it up is grab yourself the hose here, put it to this area, put it right in there, and you just turn on the water. And you just patiently wait until it gets up to that watermark. Before you go through the starting procedure, it's always good to check what your pads look like. So you go to the front, pull this black latch, flip this door open. I can't really access that side until we move the machine. But here, to get these pads off, you have to locate the spring tension. And you just pull it together. It looks like this. Here, pull it around here. So you pull these together, and that's what holds it in this flower petal male end up here. Is a spring tension, and it's the same for this side as well. You just spin the head around until you find yourself a little difficult sometimes. There it is. Okay, drops. Look at your pads. Now that looks good. What looks bad when you want to change them is this. When you have a lot of black smudge on there. This is okay. That's usable. This is perfect. So you just put it back on there in reverse as to how you took it off. Pull this, you align it to the male end, and you let go of the spring tension, and it holds it in place. So this is what you have to do to put it back on. Ideally you want to do with two hands. Pull the spring, align the male and female end, and you know it's on there when it's not all. So then from there, once you get that changed, you get your latch back on. Make sure these bolt heads go inside these bolt holes to get a good fit. There we go. Now the turning on procedure. First thing is flick the ignition switch. That's how you turn it on. Wait for this screen to turn into that. Then the way to move forward are these two buttons. One on the right hand, one on the left hand. This red little piece here, toggle switch, is your reverse. So you pull that, this machine goes in reverse. Obviously it doesn't do that because the throttle speed here is very low. So to get out of the mechanical room, I like to go to the bunny, pull my throttle button, away you go. The way you want to get back into the mechanical room here with this machine is reversing it back in. You may have to remove this office chair out of the way for you to fit it through there. But the best way to get it back here and empty your dirty water is reversing it back here so that you're right next to this drain on the floor. These are the settings it's preset at. That much water, and that much pressure on the pads. And there's your battery indicator right there. I like to start at the start of this hallway of the gym. And the way you start this up is always your vacuum lever first. That turns on your vacuum. Then your brush turns on your brush. And then as soon as you press your throttle button, that's when everything starts working. You can start at the bunny, or once you're in this open area on the gym floor where there's no furniture, you can crank the throttle all the way up like that to faster once you get more comfortable. But yes, it's pretty simple. It's just like mowing stripes on the lawn. You go back and forth this way, or if you prefer longer or shorter runs, you go this way. But I prefer to go long runs down this hallway, go into the gym, long runs up and down, and then come back to the mechanical. Once you've completed your job, you reverse back to this floor drain. You come over here to this drain hose, unscrew the drain hose cap, and then just aim for the floor drain and not at your feet, because nasty water comes out of there. Now when this tank is more full, there's a lot more water coming out of this hose than what I have right now. So just be careful with that so you don't get it all over yourself. And then what you have to do is open the lid of this, inspect the mess that you've collected, go to the green hose, and go ahead and clean this whole entire area. What you want to do first is clean the filter here, and then also clean the pre-filter here. I think this is the pre-filter. Yeah, there's gunk here that usually accumulates. You want to clean that. For example, there's a chunk of plastic right here. Just throw that in the trash can. What you want to do is just hose this whole entire area down until it's clean and gets rid of that foam out of here. Go ahead and do that. Clean your filter. Take all the way around, make sure it's clean. Wash this area. Make sure that's clean. Clean your walls. And finally, flush everything down through the drain hose. Just like that, until you no longer have any foam inside here. I like to get it to this point where the water is clear as can be. A little bubble here and there is okay. And then go ahead and shut the water. Let the rest of that drain. Store your water hose up here. And then before you do anything here, you leave the lid in this upward position. Or what I like to do is I like to put some sort of jam here, because if you leave the lid for too long, it messes up with this rubber seal, and we don't want to do that. So just keep the lid ajar so that it can air out, not grow any mold. And then most important thing here is to plug your machine in after you've done your job. Make sure it's fully connected in there. Really push it. Yep. And you're good. Job well done.